Hi everyone, so here I am back again to help you put your cuff on your lovely little bodice top now. Right, so you've cut out your cuff, so cut two of those, just got one of them here to show you, and you want to put some iron-on interfacing onto one part of the cuff. So press your cuff in half long ways and then iron on a piece of iron-on interfacing. I've just cut it down a little bit so that it's not going into the seam allowances, but it's up to you whether you want to do that or not. Okay, cool. Next thing, we're going to fold it on itself, right sides together, and we're going to sew along that short end. I've set up the sewing machine so it's going to sew on a straight stitch, length of about 2.5 to 3, and I've folded it with right sides together, raw edges even, and we're going to match these raw edges up against the 1.5 centimetre marker on the sewing machine plate. Okay. Okay. Just hold the threads, needle in. Now, just got to iron those seam allowances. I've pressed the seams open now, and I'm folding it so that I've got the wrong sides together. And I want to have my interfaced part of the cuff on the inside of my garment. It's up to you, but that's what I want. So to make sure that I get it the right way round, I'm going to get my cuff and put it against the garment right sides so that it is how I want it to be when it's finished. So it's going to look like this. And the same as we did with the sleeve, so I've got the inside arm seam here and I've got the inside of the cuff seam here. I'm going to match them up, tuck the seam allowance away and place it on top of the sleeve and then grab it from inside again. And then we can pin it. And then I've turned the whole thing inside on itself so that now I've got the cuff over the sleeve so that the right sides are together, the cuff and the sleeve, and I can see the wrong side of the cuff. I've pinned it so that my underarm seam and underarm seam of the sleeve and the cuff are matching, and then we just need to make sure that there's no gathers in between the two things, so stretch it out and pin on the other side. Again, it's up to you whether you want to pin lots or not, it doesn't matter. So I think this is the best and easiest way to sew. Want to get the sleeve underneath the foot there and get your raw edges on the 1.5 centimetre line again. Foot down, needle in, and then we just need to make sure that we're not getting any puckers. You see there's a little bit of gathering going on. We want to avoid that when we're stitching it, so we're just going to stretch them out as we go. Okay? Oh. Forgot that you needed to press the pedal. It's a little bit diddy, so it makes it a bit fiddly, which just means it's going to be easier when you do it on your real garment. Oh, you see there's a little bit of a gather coming there? Don't want that. Take that out. thread's broken. Rethreaded the thread. Let's go off again. Check that the seam allowance is aligned flat as we go over this back a little bit. Back tack him. So now we've got an extra long cuff attached to the bottom of your sleeve. It's not bad. Press it in, fold it back in again along that initial crease line that you did. And then let's have a little look inside. So we've got all of these raw edges now on the inside of the cuff. So I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to press all of those seams up into the cuff. And then this top edge of the cuff, I'm going to press it back on it, in on itself, so that it's just a little bit less than 1.5 centimetres and enough to cover over the stitch in there. I'll show you in a minute. I've pressed that all now. Press the top of the seam in as well, and I'm going to fold it back on itself. And there we go. So you can see I've just pressed it so that that folded edge is slightly longer than where the stitch line is. And we're going to stitch it now from the right side of the garment. Actually, I've decided to keep it like this way round, and I'm going to sew from the inside like this because it's easier to get under the machine. Start again on the underarm. That's the best place to start. And I'm going to sew my cuff on with an edge stitch, which means it's just a little row of top stitching just around the edge, as close to the seam as possible, really. But I want to be always making sure that I've got this part of the seam over the top of that bit. Let's go. I don't need to back tack, so I'm going to go back to there at the end. And there we go, just turned it back, right way around now. There's a little thing. See the edge stitching going around. All you need to do now is just trim your threads. Got a little bit of bunching going on there, but not to worry. I think we can get rid of that with a bit of steam on the iron. Okay, see ya, bye.